47-17. You know what that is?
It's a 30-point whooping.
That is the number of times that the Bears ran it versus the Eagles ran it. The number of times. Just the number of rushes. 47 rush plays.
I think you got a point in here somewhere.
By the Bears. 17 rush plays by the Eagles.
Because the Eagles can't run the ball. But anyway,
Joe, the Bears
take the floor.
The Bears have demonstrated that a power shift in the NFC, and at the cost of our team. And the root of it, sadly, is coaching. We just had Ben Johnson come in here and just completely out-scheme our team. Now, the players were exasperatingly bad at times also, independently of scheme and X's and O's and all that stuff. You know, Jalen had the worst game I can remember in a long time, just missing guys. But again, the weather was bad. The wind is bad. That makes it hard to throw the ball. So maybe run it. Maybe run it more. Maybe that's the path to success, especially this late in the year, especially when we had some success early in this game running the football. You know, it felt like, maybe we're going to get give it a chance. This is just absurd, the way that they turn their backs on the run. And that's why we will not. I mean, that's why it is officially time for all of us to worry about this team. That's why it's officially time to say, okay, we are nowhere close to consistent enough to make it through a tournament of any type. You know, if we're always thinking toward the postseason, which is the way I think we're geared now.
Of course it is,
because of the success of this organization and the excellence of this organization. This team is not being coached in an excellent way. This coach is not being set up to succeed with excellence when there's just the plan is inferior to what the other side has. I mean, that was a butt whooping, not just, Jalen missing guys, not just in the trenches, them pushing us back, them mowing us down, but the coaching, it's time to be worried about all that. The play calling, the offensive scheme, the ability of our team to do this thing with this current staff.
All right, so a lot to digest from the game, and obviously what John just said right there, and you can weigh in 215-592-9494. I agree with a lot of what John said, not all of it. Look, the offense stinks, obviously. No, Seltzer, don't hit the breaking news. It's been 3 months, man. Offense stinks, and I actually think too much blame is being placed on Patullo, and even by extension, Patullo and Sirianni, and that's not to let those guys off the hook, because I don't think they're doing a good job. But I think the headline right now is Jalen's killing them. And I think not enough people are taking full account of that. There's some account, but I don't think people are taking enough account of it. Now, let me be very clear before I go any further. Right now, everyone's to blame. And I'm talking for the season. This isn't about the last 2 weeks or even the last 4 weeks. For the season, on the offensive side, with the possible exception, it's just Devontae. I mean, I would say, Devontae, good job, bud. You're my Tyrese Maxey. I'm proud of you. Everybody else, you're killing us. And, I listen to the callers and I listen to the hosts and I listen to the all the analysts, both locally and nationally, and there's so much talk of Patullo. First off, he reports to Sirianni. Let's just start with that. Patullo reports to Sirianni, and I believe it is fundamentally a Sirianni offense, not a Patullo offense. So I just want to start with that. I do think the Eagles should have given Tank Bigsby the ball the other day, but I put that in Sirianni's lap, not Patullo's lap. I don't want to hear about the running back coach. I don't want to hear about the offensive coordinator. The bottom line is that a backup running back plays if the head coach says the backup running back should play. Period, end of story. And he doesn't if the head coach says he don't play. So just on that one issue, I just want to squarely put it on Sirianni, just by way of saying it's all a Sirianni show on offense. But let me be very clear. I blame the quarterback a lot more than the two coaches. I really do. Now, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. We'll talk about it today at 215-592-9494. Here's the way I see it going back to last year. Last year, the quarterback largely struggled through the air, but they could run it really well, like historically really well. And he was a part of that, and the offensive line was a part of that, and Saquon was a huge part of that. And so the dynamic of those three, quarterback choosing to run, offensive line being freaking amazing, running back being freaking amazing times 10, was like, whoa, we can move the ball. This year, they don't have that. They don't have it. They don't. They can't run the ball. And so because they can't run the ball, a lot more has to be placed on the shoulders of the $50 million quarterback, who in my mind is dramatically letting them down right now. Now, to the point John made about the other day, win was a factor, obviously, second time in a couple games. There's no doubt about that. His accuracy has been oddly inaccurate lately, and I don't typically worry about that. And I don't think we should worry in the biggest picture about that. I think that's something he's generally pretty good at. But man, oh man, I mean, he's got a lot of responsibility. And I will say this. It's the first time since after last year where I'm starting to wonder about his future here. I really am. I'm starting to wonder about his future here. Now, I'm curious at 215-592-9494 if you think that's inbounds, out of bounds, obviously your overall perception of the situation. Who do you think is more to blame? And again, it's not to say that all these guys get let off the hook. Again, other than Devontae, I don't think anyone should be let off the hook. But I am curious, quarterback or the combined coaches, Sirianni and Petula, who you blame more? Talk to us at 215-592-9494. James, talk to us.
So, I mean, I blame everyone. I know that it's, we can parse it out. It's both. But I thought that was one of the worst games Jalen's ever played as an Eagle. I thought he was abhorrent in that football game. The decision-making, the throws. I know there was win, but I'm tired of it. Enough. He was awful in that football game. I also think Nick Sirianni and Kevin Petula were awful in that football game. And you know what? The entire team was. They got out-physicaled. They got out-toughed. They got out-wanted. Like, that was coming off a blown 20. That's the thing that I'm most upset about today. Like, we're talking about scheme and about how ugly the offense looks, and it does. But this team coming off of blowing a 21-point lead in Dallas, their biggest blown lead since 1999, they didn't show up on Friday at home against a team who was competing for the freaking 1 seed with them. That's what I'm upset about.
James, do you think they could run the ball?
No, obviously they can't run the ball. Now, who knows if Tank Bixby can? He might be able to. He has every time he's touched it. But why would you give that guy one freaking carry? They can give him one carry. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I just don't get it. I watch this team. They make no sense to me. They're infuriating. Like, I'm frustrated.
I get it.
And look, overall, like, they won the Super Bowl last year. Like, I'm not calling for firings and stuff like that. But what we're seeing on the field right now, like, that was unacceptable on Friday, no matter what.
Rhea, talk to us. What do you got?
Nick Sirianni's close to being at the helm for 2 unbelievable collapses in 3 seasons. I mean, it's remarkable how similar this is. And I know, like, earlier, like, oh, we don't want to go there. But, I'm there now. And for that team, I was watching that Bears team, because I was at the game. And unfortunately,
bless your heart.
Yes, it was, Joe, the first time in the third quarter, I was like looking at my friends going, can we leave?
Yeah.
Because that's how bad it was. But I'm watching a Bears team celebrate every single, they had all the juice, and that Eagles team had no juice. Jeff McLean had in his article, he was here yesterday, this morning, that an Eagles exec said they had the 1,000-yard stare in their eyes on the sidelines.
Wow.
Players and coaches. Yeah. That's on the coach.
Well, look, we're going to take your calls on all of it. How you sort of lay the blame. I mean, again, I think the point James made, it goes everywhere. With the exception of Devontae, I don't think I'm not talking about a game. I'm talking about for the season. To me, Devontae's cool, and I got no issues with him. But the rest of them, just a disaster right now.